So you have an outstanding tax debt and you reached out to someone to assist you, and they gave you this vague understanding of what the process would look like. Then they charged you a monthly retainer, which you have paid every month consistently. It's been 2 years and you still don't have a resolve. No payment plan, no offer in compromise, no nothing. You barely can get in touch with them. You're not sure what you should do, and you need help. That's the question I got from someone recently. And the question reads like this. Hello, I didn't want to say the name, but I recently was working with a professional tax resolution specialist. This specialist signed me up for services at which I pay $800 a month. I've been paying $800 a month for 2 years, and I still don't have a payment plan in place. When I reached out to find out what was happening with the payment plan or an offer in compromise or some other status to get in compliance with the IRS, they told me that they were still working on it. I recently received another letter from the IRS that they may file a lien or levy on my account. I am very scared and unsure what to do. Should I reach out to the IRS myself? Should I start working with someone else? And can I get any of my money back from this company that I was working with? That's a great question. I'm going to answer that question for you today. Hello, I am Shonta Thomas, and I have been in the tax industry for almost 20 years. I love what I do. I do tax resolution services and also tax strategy. So tax resolution is all about helping you resolve your outstanding tax debt. And we normally work with clients who owe $40,000 or more. I have a lot of clients that we are working at the six-figure mark or more. And we also do tax strategy in making sure that those who had tax debt are not only remaining in compliance going forward, in which they need to do anywhere from 3 to 5 years in order to not default, or it throws out all the work that we've done. And I also help people reduce their tax liabilities, and we do that legally through tax planning. Welcome. All right, so to answer this question, so they've been working with a tax specialist for 2 years. They've been paying a lot of money, and they really haven't gotten any resolve. I have heard this over and over and over and over and over. I've heard this so many times from people. They're working with different companies, and they are working with them for multiple years, and they're really not getting any resolve. So the first question is, what should I do? Should I call the IRS on my own? Well, one of the things I don't recommend to people is that you call the IRS on your own, because anything you say can and will be used against you. So remember hearing all of this back in the day when we used to watch, for any of you who did watch it, I know I did, who watched those cop shows and stuff, we'd be like, well, anything you say can and will be used against you. They will also do the same thing at the IRS, right? Anything that is said can and will be used against you. So you do not, somebody say do not in the background. You do not want to be in a position where you're actually saying the wrong things or doing the wrong things when it comes to IRS. So I am really, really big on representation and getting someone to represent you before the IRS, because you don't want to make any mistakes, because they're going to use that against you. At the end of the day, you want to be able to get your issue resolved, get it resolved in the most economical way, cheapest way. Another way for saying cheapest, right? You want to get it resolved in the most economical way, but you also want to be able to be as efficient as possible. So you want to work with someone who's very efficient. And so if someone is not being efficient, which is the second question, is should I work with someone else? And I would highly recommend that you work with someone else. So question one, no, I do not recommend that you call the IRS and talk to them on your own, because that can create more problems and actually exacerbate your situation. But I would recommend that you do try and work with someone else, a different company, a different firm. Will you be able to get your money back? Which was the other question. And I would say the third question, and I would say you probably can. You're probably not going to get that money back. It's going to be hard to get it back from that company. You can actually put in a complaint. So you can put in a complaint against them. You can also file a suit against their insurance. They should have insurance. As providers, we do have insurance. So You can do those things, but you are probably not going to get your money back if you just reach out to them. They're going to probably say, well, we did XYZ. And then once you do actually come forward with, let's say, a letter from legal or something like that, they're going to try to quickly do some things on your account or say you didn't do this or they were waiting for this. And honestly, if they were waiting for things from you, then it's not 100% their fault, because we can't do certain things without you. So this is one of the things I tell our clients all the time is, if you need, this is your thing. At the end of the day, the IRS is holding you accountable. I am here to help you and support you. But this is your liability. And so we want to support you, but we need you to show up for your account. And so the way we need you to show up is to make sure that you are communicating with us. So one of the things we try to do is, every time when we have clients come in, we run an analysis. So the analysis first just helps us to get a full scope of what's going on with the case, right? What has happened with this client's case? What is going on? How do we help them? How do we support them? So we outline all of that. And then once we have clarity around what that is, then we come back to the client and we say, hey, this is what's going on with your case. And this is what you're going to need to get into compliance. This is what you're going to need to stay in compliance. And the stay in compliance piece is very, very important. I think I looked recently, it was about 80 or 85%, something like that, of offer and compromises that do get accepted, because they're not allowed to, it's very hard to get an offer and compromise. So the ones that do get accepted, they mostly default 80 to 85% of the time. Because someone falls out of compliance. And so falling out of compliance means that you didn't file a return on time, you didn't make your quarterly tax payments, you ended up owing. Any of those things cause you to fall out of compliance, and you got to stay in compliance for 5 years after your offer goes in place. So imagine having a bill like $100,000 that gets settled for pennies on a dollar. Let's say $10,000 that gets settled for, and then they default. Well, guess what? Now they have to pay another professional to work with them again to put this all back in place again. But all that money, penalty and interest that was accruing, they now owe again. It's not worth it to fall out of default. So we not only help clients to understand what they need to do to get into compliance, but also what they need to do to stay in compliance. In addition to that, we have a 30-day turnaround. So what we try to do is, any of the work that's due or needed, we make sure that's happening within 30 days. Somebody say 30 days. We try to make sure that all of that is happening within 30 days. Now that is critical, because most of the time we call the IRS, they only give us 30 days to work on your account, to come to a resolve. So I need you to be ready to work with me to resolve this matter. And if you're not ready to resolve this matter, if you're not doing the things that are necessary to resolve this matter, then I don't think we need to work on this right now. Come back when you're ready. And I literally tell clients this, because if they're not ready to get me the paperwork and things like that I need to get this resolved in 30 days, then it's really no reason for us to start. I don't like to have things pending and lingering because I have a team that I'm working with. So I don't want to have to set someone's account aside because they're not ready. Now, sometimes there are things that take longer than that. And there are specific reasons why they do take longer. But in terms of the work, a lot of that work can get done within 30 days. So my team and I, if there's any outstanding bookkeeping cleanup that needs to take place, we're trying to get that done in 30 days. If there is outstanding taxes that have to be filed, we try to get that done in 30 days. And then at the end of that 30 days, we're trying to either put them in an installment or put them in an offer and compromise if they do qualify for an offer and compromise. An installment is just basically like a type of payment plan. They have different types. Most people end up in some sort of installment payment plan, but some sort of payment plan we're looking at putting you in. It could be a partial payment plan, an installment payment plan. We're looking at putting you in a payment plan or an offer and compromise, and we try to do all of that within 30 days. After that 30 days, we are done. Yes, there's a little back and forth as we're waiting for final paperwork to come in, and for some things to be finalized that may take another 30 days or 60 days, but the work piece should all be done within that 30 days. So we work with really strict timelines with our clients to make sure that we're resolving what they need to resolve so that we can get them moving forward and we can do that faster. You don't want to sit around with this monkey on your back. You want to get this off your back. You want to get this off your radar. You want to be able to breathe at night. And the best way to do that is to get some resolve to these situations. So we really try to expedite our process and move through everything. So we need you to work with us so that we can get that done. In this case, unfortunately, I've heard this over and over and over and over again, where there are companies that are collecting money and they're really not doing anything to resolve the issues. For me, that's an ethical thing. That's just not something I want to do. Also, with my license, it's not something that I want to be in that position. But I am very clear with clients that if you don't show up and you don't do the work, I will absolutely cancel your engagement and we won't move forward with you. Because if I'm going to show up to work with you in your business or for you individually to get where you need to go, then I need you to show up and work with me too. And so it's a two-way street. And so we got to work with one another. So I hope this answers your question. I'm sure it's probably not the answer that you wanted, but our company would love to work with you. We do, again, offer tax resolution services. We do have a 30-day turnaround, and we can't guarantee what your results are because it's all based on your particular situation. But we are going to move quickly. So we can help you get this kind of wrapped up in 30 days or so. We've had people come to us who have been working on this for 2-3 years, and we've been able to resolve all the work portion in about 30 days and be able to resolve the entire thing in about 90 days. Just waiting on the IRS paperwork to come back in. So that's it. I hope that answers your question. And if you need any support, whether in business or for you individually, related to tax, either bookkeeping cleanup, tax resolution services, or you need some sort of tax strategy, compliance, ideas to reduce your taxes or to help you get in a better position, if you just need more guidance around taxation, then I am your girl. You can find me at www.shontathomas.com, which is www.shontathomas.com. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye.